I was thinking about aliens, extraterrestrials, and okay, if we want to go that route, then we can talk about how different armies invaded different countries, and so they look like aliens and different demons, and that's where all that mythology comes from. So, but that doesn't discount any of the other mythologies out there because everything is a mythology, just like everything is a conspiracy until it's proven true. That's like a theory and a postulation, and then it becomes a paper, and then it becomes a fact. A theory isn't a fact until it runs through the government's paperwork. A marriage isn't a marriage until it runs through the government's paperwork. So marriage is when two people promise to each other and know to each other that they're good for each other, and then they are in God's grace to the ceremony is just a ceremony. Um you don't have to even have a preacher if you don't want to. Those are all ordained by a law or a degree. That's all an ordainment is a degree. I got ordained and by paying them $20. I mean, come on. Ordainment is nothing. You don't need to go to a confession to a person in order to feel good about yourself. That was how they gathered intel on the people so they knew how to manipulate them. Um, yeah. All you gotta do is confess in your heart. It helps to say it. It does help to say it. But God knows your heart, you know, and you want somebody close to you that you can trust as a confession, or as a person to take your confession. But yeah, I do want to apologize though, meaning that I know what I did and I will not do again is steal beats for sure. I hope that everybody ate off of that. I hope that everybody did good. You know what I'm saying? I didn't make a dollar, if anybody cares, but I hope everybody ate off of that, you know. Let's see here. Confession booth. Oh, we could talk about like the gathering intel. Well, okay, because the church took over most countries and then they added laws and there was a big gathering that people trusted. Of course it gets corrupted. That's what absolute power corrupts absolutely. And they had absolute power at the time, and so then they started doing what they did. And yeah, scientists would get beheaded if they tried to prove God right. So they had to go underground. And the Masons were the last because they were underground too. The Masons were because they were uh architecture was a skill and an art back then. I know it's a skill now and it's an art now, but the people that take it very seriously, and I respect that. And they could probably do the work that they did back then, no lie. So back then, though, everything they were the master builders. They were the most prized thing in the world because they built the things that we lived in. They built the houses. Of course, they're important. And so they became because they built the castles, they ended up getting to know all the people in the castle and became friends with the kings and started linking. They started building their connections and influencing and all that good jazz. So then when the scientists and all that started getting beheaded in Newton's day, I believe, no, not Newton. Dang it. Galileo, maybe. No, no. I think it was Newton, not Newton, because that wasn't that long ago. I think it was like the 1600s that scientists started getting beheaded and had to go underground. And that's when they met the Masons. And that's when the Illuminati was formed, whatever you want to call it, the shadow government, the illuminated ones, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Let's see here. So yeah, then they started fighting the Catholic Church, and it's been that's where that war is at. So that's fun. Uh let's see here. The gamma and delta waves. So gamma waves are the highest frequency. Einstein was in gamma waves. And so that's where the highest form of thought is. That's where if you were in chakras, the crown chakra is when you frequency on that chakra, you raise the frequency of your brain and your thoughts to collect the thoughts of history that have ever been on that frequency. So then you get to know stuff that other people don't know, or that the really smart people of all time know. That's why, yeah. But then delta is the state that you're in dream state, or it's where you are in a state of unconscious consciousness where you observe what is going on most of the time. It's a children development thing. It is, I believe, between the ages of 2 and 6, they are in delta mode, which is an information gathering, downloading, they're learning. And so then delta is the creative, imagination, all that good jazz. So what I did is listen to delta and did gamma wave activities. So I would listen to delta waves and slow my brain down and go on a jog or do push-ups, which increases the brain activity. It like makes it, even if you're not thinking, it makes the brain stimulation all the way around. That's why working out is so good for your mental health. Where was I? I think that about covers it. Yeah. All right. Love it.